Dr. Amanda Carter walked into the imaging room at Mercy General Hospital with her coffee still warm in her hands. The morning shift was just starting, and she had already seen 3 patients before 8 in the morning. Chicago winters were always busy in the hospital because people slipped on ice and broke bones. Today looked like it would be no different from any other Tuesday in February. The next patient was Jake Morrison, according to his file. Construction worker, 34 years old, fell from scaffolding yesterday and hurt both his legs. The emergency. Room doctors wanted to check if anything was broken inside that they could not see from the outside. Amanda had done thousands of these scans over the past 15 years. She could probably do them with her eyes closed. Jake was already waiting in the room when she walked in. He sat on the examination table looking uncomfortable in the hospital gown. His legs were covered with bandages, but she could see the shape of what looked like metal braces or supports underneath. Many construction workers had old injuries that needed metal plates or rods to hold bones together. Nothing unusual about that. "Good morning, Mr. Morrison," Amanda said as she set her coffee down on the counter. "I am Dr. Carter, and I will be doing your scan today. The whole thing should take about 20 minutes. Jake nodded but did not say much. He seemed nervous, which was normal for people who had never been in a scanning machine before. Some patients were afraid of small spaces, and others worried about the noise the machines made. Amanda had learned to be patient with anxious people over the years. "Have you ever had any metal implants or prosthetics in your body?" she asked, while looking at his chart. This was a standard question because metal could interfere with some types of scans. "Just some old hardware in my legs from an accident." "A few years back," Jake said. His voice sounded rough, like he had been shouting or smoking for many years. "Nothing fancy, just basic titanium stuff to hold the bones together." Amanda nodded and made a note in his file. Titanium was safe for most scanning procedures and would not cause any problems. She had seen plenty of patients with titanium implants and never had any issues with them. The quantum resonance scanner was the newest piece of equipment in the hospital. It could see inside the human body in ways that older machines could not. The technology used quantum particles to create images that showed not just bones and organs, but also blood flow and nerve activity. Amanda was still learning how to use all of its features, but she was getting better at reading the complex images it produced. "I need you to lie down flat on the table and try to stay as still as possible," she told Jake as she helped him position himself correctly. "The machine will make some noises, but there is nothing to worry about. If you feel uncomfortable at any time, just let me know and we can stop." Jake lay down slowly, and Amanda could tell that his legs were causing him pain. He grimaced when he had to straighten them out completely, but he did not complain. Construction workers were usually tough people who did not make a fuss about being hurt. Amanda went to the control room and started the scanning sequence. The machine began to hum quietly as it powered up. She watched the monitors as the quantum field generators came online one by one. Everything looked normal on the diagnostic screens. "Starting the scan now," she called out to Jake through the intercom. "This first part will take about 5 minutes. Just relax and breathe normally." She activated the main scanning beam and immediately noticed something strange on her monitors. Instead of the usual green and blue colors that showed normal tissue and bone, there were bright purple and gold patterns coming from Jake's legs. Amanda had never seen colors like these before in any scan. "That's odd," she said to herself, and adjusted the settings to get a clearer image. Maybe the machine was not calibrated correctly, or there was some kind of interference from the hospital's other electronic equipment. But when she tried again, the strange colors became even brighter. Now there were silver lines running through, the purple and gold areas like some kind of circuit board or computer chip. Amanda felt her heart start to beat faster. This was definitely not normal. Suddenly the scanning room filled with a low humming sound that seemed to come from Jake himself, rather than from the machine. Amanda looked through the window and saw that his legs were glowing with a soft blue light. The light was coming from underneath the bandages where his metal implants were supposed to be. "Mr. Morrison, are you feeling okay?" she asked, through the intercom, but Jake did not answer. He was staring at the ceiling with wide eyes like he was seeing something that was not there. The computers in Amanda's control room started beeping with warning messages. The screens showed error codes that she had never seen before. Some of the displays were showing symbols and letters that did not look like any language she knew. They were geometric shapes and curved lines that seemed to move and change as she watched them. Jake sat up quickly on the scanning table and looked directly at the window where Amanda was standing. His eyes had changed color from brown to bright blue, and they seemed to be glowing just like his legs. When he spoke, his voice sounded different, deeper and more serious than before. "Doctor, you need to stop the scan right now," he said. "This is not what either of us wanted to happen." Amanda's hands shook as she reached for the emergency stop button, but before she could press it, every computer screen in the room went completely white. The humming sound grew louder, and she could feel vibrations in the floor under her feet. Something was happening that was beyond anything in her medical training. Jake's legs were now glowing so brightly that she had to squint to look at them. The bandages had somehow disappeared, and she could see that what she thought were simple metal implants were actually complex devices covered with lights and moving parts. They looked more like pieces of a spacecraft than medical equipment. The quantum scanner made a loud beeping sound and shut itself down. All the lights in the room flickered, and then everything went quiet. Amanda stood in the darkness wondering what had just happened and knowing that her life would never be the same again. The emergency lights came on a few seconds later and bathed the scanning room in red light. Amanda stood frozen in the control booth staring at Jake through the window. His legs had stopped glowing, but she could still see the strange devices, where his implants should have been. They looked like nothing she had ever seen in any medical textbook. Jake slowly got off the scanning table and walked toward the window. Amanda noticed that he was not limping anymore, even though he had been in pain just minutes before. His movements were smooth and controlled, like he had never been injured at all. "Dr. Carter," he said through the intercom, "I know this looks very strange, but I need you to stay calm. I am not going to hurt you or anyone else in this hospital." Amanda found her voice, even though her throat felt dry. "What are you? Those things in your legs, they are not medical implants." Jake looked down at his legs and sighed deeply. "No, they are not. My real name is not Jake Morrison either. I am sorry for lying to you, but I had to keep my identity secret for very good reasons." "Who are you then?" Amanda asked. She was scared but also curious. As a doctor, she had always wanted to understand things that seemed impossible. "My name is HFY Morrison," Jake said. "I am from Earth, but not the Earth you know. I come from your future, about 800 years from now. I have been living in your time for the past 3 years. Amanda felt like she might faint. Time. Travel was something from science fiction movies, not real life. But she had just seen his legs glow with their own light and create symbols that looked alien on her computer screens. "That is impossible," she said, but her voice sounded weak even to herself. "I know how it sounds," Jake said, "but the devices in my legs are biomechanical interfaces from my time period. They help me blend in with people from your era while also letting me access advanced technology when I need to. Your quantum scanner was more sophisticated than we expected, and it activated systems that should have stayed hidden." Amanda sat down in her chair because her knees felt shaky. "Why are you here? What do people from the future want with us?" Jake walked closer to the window, and his expression became very serious. "We came to study this time period because our historical records show that something very important happened in the late 2150s. First contact with alien species occurred sometime around now, triggered by a medical scanning incident." "Alien species," Amanda repeated. The words felt strange in her mouth. "Yes. Our government has been trying to find and prevent this event because in our original timeline, first contact went very badly for humanity. We have been monitoring medical facilities and looking for signs of the incident that started everything. Amanda looked at her computer screens, which were still showing strange symbols and error messages. And you think this is it? This scanning incident? Jake nodded slowly. I am afraid so. But there is something we did not know from our historical records. The incident was not caused by alien technology being discovered. It was caused by us, by time travelers from the future whose technology was detected by advanced medical equipment. So you caused the very thing you were trying to prevent, Amanda said. That appears to be what happened, Jake admitted. And there is something else you need to know. Your quantum scanner did not just reveal my biomechanical systems. When it interfaced with my technology, it sent out a signal across multiple dimensions. Amanda felt cold all over. What kind of signal? The kind that announces to alien civilizations that Earth has achieved quantum manipulation technology. In simple terms, you just told everyone in this part of the galaxy that humanity is ready for contact. How long do we have? Amanda asked. Jake closed his eyes for a moment, and Amanda could see lights flickering under his skin like he was accessing some kind of internal computer. When he opened his eyes again, they were filled with worry. The first ships will arrive within 72 hours, he said. 3 different alien species detected the signal: the Zephyrian Empire, the Axiom Alliance, and something called the Nexus. In our original timeline, only the Zephyrians came and they conquered Earth easily. Amanda stood up quickly. We have to warn someone. The government, the military, somebody who can prepare for this. Dr. Carter. Wait, Jake said. There are things you do not understand yet. I am not alone here. There are several hundred of us, living in your time period. We have been working as doctors, teachers, engineers, and other professionals while monitoring human development. We have technology and knowledge that might be able to help. You have been living among us for years and nobody knew, Amanda said. We are very good at blending in, Jake replied. Our training includes detailed study of your culture, language, and social customs. Most of us have been here for 5 to 10 years building normal lives and careers. The door to the scanning room opened, and 2 security guards rushed in. Amanda had forgotten that the emergency systems would have alerted hospital security when all the equipment shut down. Everything okay in here, Dr. Carter? Asked the first guard, whose name tag said Captain Brooks. Amanda looked at Jake and then at the guards. She realized that she was about to make a decision that would change everything. She could tell the security guards that something strange had happened and let them handle it through normal channels. Or she could trust this man who claimed to be from the future and might be humanity's best hope for surviving first contact with alien species. There has been an equipment malfunction, she said finally. But Mr. Morrison and I are both fine. Can you give us a few more minutes to finish up here? Captain Brooks looked suspicious but nodded. We will be right outside if you need anything. After the guards left, Jake looked at Amanda with surprise. Thank you for not turning me in. I know this is a lot to process. If what you are telling me is true, then we need all the help we can get, Amanda said. What happens now? Now I need to contact my team and tell them that the timeline has changed completely, Jake said. And you need to come with me because you are the only person who understands the quantum scanning technology that started this chain of events. Amanda thought about her quiet life as a radiologist and how it had just become the most important job on Earth. Where are we going? To meet the rest of the Terran Collective, Jake said, and to prepare for the most important 72 hours in human history. Amanda followed Jake through the hospital corridors toward the parking garage. She had called in sick for the rest of the day and told her supervisor that she needed to go home because of a family emergency. It was not exactly a lie, since this might be an emergency for the entire human family. My car's over here, Jake said as they walked toward a normal-looking blue sedan. I know you must have 1,000 questions, but most of them will be answered when we get to the facility. Amanda got into the passenger seat and noticed that the car looked completely ordinary from the inside. I expected something more futuristic, she said. Jake smiled as he started the engine. We learned a long time ago that blending in requires attention to small details. Flying cars and energy weapons tend to attract unwanted attention. They drove through Chicago traffic for about 20 minutes. Amanda watched the familiar streets and buildings pass by while trying to process everything that had happened. A few hours ago, she had been a normal doctor doing routine medical scans. Now she was riding in a car with a time traveler who claimed that alien ships were coming to Earth. Can I ask you something? Amanda said. In your original timeline, what happened to humanity after the aliens conquered us? Jake's expression became dark. It was not good. The Zephyrians are a military empire that uses conquered species as slave labor. Humans were forced to work in mines and factories on distant planets. Many died from the harsh conditions and alien diseases. But you said there was eventually a rebellion, Amanda said. Yes. After about 300 years, humans learned to use Zephyrian technology against them. We developed new weapons and strategies that they had never seen before. The war lasted another 200 years before we won our independence and formed the Terran Collective. Amanda tried to imagine humans fighting alien overlords for centuries. What makes humans so good at fighting back? Adaptability, Jake said immediately. Humans are the most adaptable species the galaxy has ever seen. We can learn new technologies faster than any other race, and we find creative solutions to problems that others think are impossible to solve. They turned into what looked like an abandoned warehouse district. Jake parked the car next to a building that appeared to be empty and boarded up. But when they walked to the front door, Amanda could see that the boards were fake and covered sophisticated security equipment. Jake placed his hand on a scanner hidden behind one of the fake boards. There was a quiet beeping sound, and the door opened to reveal a clean white corridor with bright LED lighting. The contrast with the rundown exterior was startling. Welcome to Collective Operations Base Chicago, Jake said as they walked down the corridor. This is one of 15 facilities we have established in major cities around the world. The corridor opened into a large room filled with advanced technology that looked like something from a science fiction movie. There were holographic displays showing maps of the solar system, computers with screens that seemed to float in midair, and devices that Amanda could not even begin to understand. Several people were working at various stations, and they all looked up when Jake and Amanda entered. They appeared to be normal humans dressed in regular clothes, but Amanda could see small lights and displays embedded in their skin and clothing. Everyone, this is Dr. Amanda Carter, Jake announced. She is the radiologist whose quantum scanner triggered the dimensional broadcast. A woman with short red hair approached them. She was wearing what looked like a normal business suit, but Amanda could see tiny lights blinking along the sleeves and collar. Dr. Carter, I am Commander Ryan Taylor, the woman said. I lead the Chicago operations team. We have been monitoring your situation since the incident occurred this morning. You knew this was going to happen, Amanda asked. Not exactly, Ryan replied. Our historical records were incomplete. We knew that a medical scanning incident would trigger first contact, but we did not know the specific details or location. Ryan led them to a conference area with chairs arranged around a table that appeared to be made of solid light. When Amanda sat down, the chair adjusted itself automatically to fit her body perfectly. Dr. Carter, I know this must be overwhelming, Ryan said, but we need your help. The quantum resonance technology that you used this morning is more advanced than anything in our historical records from this time period. I do not understand, Amanda said. The scanner was built by Maxwell Industries using current human technology. A man with dark skin and graying hair spoke up from across the table. I am Dr. Kevin Park, and I specialize in temporal technology research. The quantum scanner at your hospital incorporates principles that were not supposed to be discovered by 21st century humans for another 50 years. Amanda felt confused. Are you saying that our technology is more advanced than it should be? That is exactly what we are saying, Ryan replied. Someone or something has been accelerating human technological development in this time period. The question is who and why. Jake sat down next to Amanda, and his leg implants began glowing softly again. I am accessing the collective database to look for any records of technological interference in this era. While Jake was searching through his futuristic database, Ryan activated a holographic display above the table. It showed the solar system with 3 groups of red dots moving toward Earth from different directions. These are the alien fleets that detected your quantum broadcast, Ryan said. The largest group belongs to the Zephyrian Empire. They have 43 ships, including several massive battle cruisers. The second group is the Axiom Alliance with 18 crystalline vessels. The third contact is the most concerning. Why? Amanda asked. Because we have no historical records of the Nexus, Ryan replied. In our original timeline, they never appeared. This is completely unknown territory for us. Jake's eyes snapped open, and the lights in his legs pulsed brighter. I found something in the database. There are records of several Earth corporations receiving anonymous technology transfers over the past 10 years. Companies that manufacture medical equipment, computers, and energy systems. Maxwell Industries is on that list, Dr. Park said as he read from his own display. They received technical specifications for quantum resonance imaging through an encrypted data transfer that appeared to come from a government research facility. Amanda felt her heart racing again. But it did not come from the government, did it? No, Ryan said grimly. We think someone has been deliberately preparing Earth for this first contact scenario. The question is whether they want to help humanity or harm us. Jake stood up suddenly, and all the lights in his implants began flashing rapidly. Commander, we have a priority alert from the orbital monitoring station. Something big just dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the solar system. Ryan activated another holographic display that showed a massive object near Pluto's orbit. It was larger than any of the approaching alien fleets and seemed to be made of interconnected geometric shapes that hurt Amanda's eyes to look at directly. What is that thing? Amanda asked. We have no idea, Ryan admitted. But it just sent a message in perfect English directed specifically at the Mercy General Hospital Quantum Imaging Department. The message appeared as text floating in the air above the table. Amanda read it out loud and felt chills running down her spine. Dr. Amanda Carter, your quantum resonance scan has activated systems that have been dormant for millennia. Humanity is about to face its greatest challenge and its greatest opportunity. The next 72 hours will determine whether your species joins the galactic community as equals or disappears into history. Choose wisely. Ryan looked around the table at her team members. It seems we have more players in this game than we realized. Dr. Carter, your simple medical scan has just become the most important event in human history. The next 18 hours passed in a blur of activity at the collective facility. Amanda learned more about advanced technology and alien civilizations than she had ever imagined possible. She also discovered that several of her colleagues at the hospital were actually time travelers from the future, including Dr. Martin Cole, who had helped her with difficult cases for the past 2 years. I cannot believe you never told me, Amanda said, when Martin arrived at the facility wearing the same biomechanical implants that Jake had. We are trained to maintain our covers no matter what, Martin replied. But now that everything has changed, we can work together openly. Commander Ryan called everyone to the main briefing area where the holographic displays showed the current positions of all 4 approaching forces. The mysterious geometric object had moved closer to Mars, while the 3 alien fleets were now inside Jupiter's orbit. The Zephyrian Empire will arrive first, Ryan announced. Their bioships are faster than the others, and they specialize in quick strike operations. Intelligence reports suggest they plan to establish orbital dominance before the other fleets can intervene. Jake stood next to the holographic display with his leg implants fully activated. The devices had transformed into what looked like advanced weapon systems with energy projectors and shield generators built into his bone structure. My combat systems are online, Jake reported. I can interface directly with any collective technology and serve as a mobile command unit if needed. Amanda watched in amazement as Jake's entire body began to glow with the same blue energy she had first seen in the scanning room. He was no longer just a man with unusual implants, but something that bridged the gap between human and machine. The Axiom Alliance fleet is made of crystalline beings who communicate through harmonic frequencies, Ryan continued. They are generally peaceful, but they have powerful defensive capabilities. Our biggest concern is the Nexus. The display zoomed in on the single massive construct that represented the Nexus presence. It was now close enough that surface details were visible, and Amanda could see that it was covered with millions of smaller geometric shapes that moved and reconfigured themselves constantly. We still have no data on their intentions or capabilities, Ryan said. The message they sent suggests they have been monitoring Earth for a very long time. Dr. Park activated his own set of implants, which appeared to be focused on his head and hands. I have been analyzing the quantum signatures from all 4 contacts. The most interesting discovery is that they are not just responding to Dr. Carter's scanner. They are responding to each other. What does that mean? Amanda asked. It means this is not a coincidence, Park replied. These 4 forces have been waiting for this moment. The quantum broadcast was like a starting gun for some kind of predetermined event. Amanda felt overwhelmed by the implications. So my scanner did not just accidentally contact alien civilizations. It triggered something that was already set up to happen. That appears to be correct, Ryan said. The question is, who set it up and why? Suddenly, every display in the facility began flashing red warning signals. Jake's combat systems activated automatically, and he moved protectively in front of Amanda. The Zephyrian fleet has entered Earth's atmosphere, announced a voice from the facility's computer systems. Multiple bioships are taking positions above major population centers. The main display showed dozens of organic-looking vessels that resembled massive sea creatures more than traditional spacecraft. They positioned themselves over cities like New York, London, Tokyo, and Beijing. Each ship was easily large enough to hold thousands of alien soldiers. Why are they not attacking? Amanda asked. Because they are waiting for something, Jake replied. His enhanced senses were picking up communications between the alien ships. They are broadcasting on multiple frequencies, but not to us. They are talking to the other fleets. As if responding to Jake's observation, the Axiom Alliance fleet materialized, in orbit around Earth. Their crystalline ships looked like floating cathedrals made of pure light, and they took positions that seemed calculated to balance the Zephyrian forces. The Alliance ships are generating some kind of harmonic field, Dr. Park reported. It appears to be neutralizing the Zephyrian weapon systems. The massive Nexus construct appeared last, positioning itself directly above the North Pole. From this vantage point, it could observe and potentially influence all the other fleets simultaneously. Amanda realized that Earth had become the center of what looked like a carefully orchestrated first contact scenario. This feels like a test, she said, or a trial, Ryan agreed. With humanity as the subject being evaluated, Jake's communication systems intercepted a broadcast that was being sent to every radio, television, and internet connection on Earth simultaneously. The message appeared in every human language at the same time. People of Earth, the message began. You have reached a crossroads in your species development. 3 galactic civilizations offer you different paths forward. The Zephyrian Empire offers strength through conquest and the security of serving a greater military power. The Axiom Alliance offers wisdom through harmony and the peace of joining a collective consciousness. The Nexus offers transcendence through technology and the evolution beyond biological limitations. Amanda looked around at the faces of the collective team members. What about the 4th option? What do we offer? Independence, Jake said immediately. The right to choose our own path and make our own mistakes. The broadcast continued. However, there is a fourth path. Humanity may choose to stand alone and face the galaxy as an independent species. This choice has never been offered before because no species has demonstrated the adaptability and creativity that humans possess. Dr. Amanda Carter of Earth, the voice said, and Amanda felt her heart stop. Your quantum resonance technology has proven that humanity can bridge the gap between organic intuition and mechanical precision. You will serve as humanity's representative in choosing which path your species will follow. Ryan turned to Amanda with an expression of shock. They want you to speak for all of humanity. I cannot do that, Amanda said. I am just one person. I am just a doctor. You are the doctor whose scanner started this whole chain of events, Jake pointed out. And you are the only person on Earth who understands both the quantum technology and the situation we face. The facility's communication systems activated, and Amanda could see that she was being connected to every major world leader simultaneously. Presidents, prime ministers, and generals appeared on holographic displays around the room. Dr. Carter, said the President of the United States, we have been briefed on the situation by Commander Taylor's people. The world is looking to you for guidance. Amanda looked at Jake and saw something in his eyes that she had not noticed before. It was not just respect or professional admiration. He believed in her in a way that went beyond their brief acquaintance. What do you think I should do? She asked him quietly. I think you should be human, Jake replied. Show them what makes our species special. Show them that we can adapt to anything and find creative solutions to impossible problems. Amanda took a deep breath and activated the communication system that would broadcast her response to the 3 alien fleets and the entire population of Earth. My name is Amanda Carter, and I am honored to speak for humanity, she began. But I cannot make this choice alone. The strength of our species has always been our ability to work together and learn from each other. I propose that instead of choosing one path, we demonstrate our adaptability by learning from all of them. Amanda's proposal created immediate chaos in the alien fleets. The Zephyrian bioships began moving into attack formations, while the Axiom Alliance vessels started generating defensive harmonics. The massive Nexus construct remained motionless, but Amanda could see energy building along its geometric surfaces. Dr. Carter, came a voice from the Zephyrian fleet. It sounded harsh and mechanical through the translation systems. No species has ever rejected the choice we offer. You must select one path or face the consequences of your defiance. The Axiom Alliance finds your proposal intriguing, said a different voice that sounded like musical chimes. But unity requires commitment to a single harmonic frequency. Multiple paths create discord and chaos. The Nexus remained silent for several long minutes while Amanda waited for their response. When they finally spoke, their voice seemed to come from everywhere. At once, humanity continues to surprise us, the Nexus said. Your proposal demonstrates the adaptability we have observed in your species. However, it also presents unprecedented challenges. Are you prepared to prove that humans can successfully integrate multiple galactic philosophies? Amanda looked at Jake and saw that his biomechanical systems were analyzing data streams from all 3 fleets. His enhanced senses were picking up information that no normal human could process. They are testing us, Jake said quietly. This whole scenario was designed to evaluate humanity's potential. The Nexus has been watching our development for centuries, waiting for the right moment. What kind of test? Amanda asked. They want us to demonstrate that we can work with all 3 civilizations simultaneously, Jake replied. Something that has never been attempted before. Ryan activated the facility's most advanced holographic systems and created a 3-dimensional model of the solar system showing all 4 fleets in real time. Dr. Carter, if we are going to attempt this, we need to move quickly. The Zephyrian fleet is preparing weapon systems. Amanda made a decision that surprised even herself. Jake, can your biomechanical systems interface with my quantum scanning equipment? Theoretically, yes, Jake replied, but the process would be extremely dangerous. We would need to create a direct neural link between your brain and my future technology. What would that accomplish? Ryan asked. It would let me serve as a living translator between human intuition and advanced technology, Amanda explained. I could communicate with all three alien civilizations in ways they understand while maintaining our human perspective. Dr. Martin, Cole stepped forward with his own biomechanical systems activated. Amanda, I can help stabilize the neural link. My medical training combined with collective technology should be able to monitor your vital signs and prevent permanent damage. Jake looked concerned. The risk is enormous. You could lose your consciousness entirely or become permanently connected to alien technology systems. What choice do we have? Amanda replied. If we do nothing, the Zephyrians will attack and humanity becomes slaves. If we choose only one path, we lose our independence. This is our only chance to remain free while gaining access to galactic civilization. The facility's communication systems crackled with incoming messages from world leaders, but Amanda ignored them all. She was focused entirely on Jake and the decision they were about to make together. I will share the risk with you, Jake said, finally. My combat systems can provide protection if something goes wrong. Amanda nodded and walked over to a biomedical station where Martin was preparing the neural interface equipment. The process looked terrifying, but she had made up her mind. Beginning neural link procedure, Martin announced as he attached quantum sensors to Amanda's head. Jake, activate your biomechanical interface systems. Jake's entire body began glowing as his future technology came online. Amanda could feel strange sensations as the quantum equipment connected her brain to systems that were centuries ahead of anything humans had developed. Suddenly, Amanda's consciousness expanded beyond her physical body. She could perceive the thoughts and intentions of beings on ships throughout the solar system. The Zephyrian military commanders were focused on conquest and domination. The Axiom Alliance members sought harmony and shared consciousness. The Nexus entities pursued transcendence through technological evolution. But more importantly, Amanda could feel something else. All three civilizations were incomplete in ways they did not understand. The Zephyrians had strength, but lacked creativity. The Axiom Alliance had wisdom but feared change. The Nexus had knowledge but had lost touch with biological intuition. I can see why they need us, Amanda said, though her voice sounded strange and distant even to herself. They need human adaptability to help them grow beyond their limitations. Through her enhanced connection, Amanda began communicating with representatives from all three fleets simultaneously. She showed them images of human history, demonstrating how her species had survived and thrived through countless challenges by learning from mistakes and adapting to new circumstances. Humans do not seek to conquer like the Zephyrians, she explained. We seek to understand. We do not pursue harmony like the Axiom Alliance. We celebrate our differences. We do not transcend biology like the Nexus. We embrace the combination of flesh and technology. The response from the alien fleets was immediate and surprising. Instead of rejecting her arguments, they began asking questions about human culture, science, and philosophy. Amanda realized that they were as curious about humanity as humans were about them. We propose a new model for galactic civilization, Amanda continued. Instead of forcing species to choose a single path, we create a cooperative network where different approaches can coexist and learn from each other. The Nexus construct began reconfiguring itself into new geometric patterns. Dr. Carter, your proposal has merit, but it requires unprecedented cooperation between civilizations that have been isolated for millennia. Then let Earth serve as the meeting ground, Amanda replied. Humans can serve as mediators and translators between different galactic cultures. Jake's combat systems were now fully integrated with Amanda's consciousness, and she could feel his emotions as clearly as her own. He was proud of her courage and amazed by her ability to see possibilities that others had missed. "The Zephyrian Empire accepts this proposal on a trial basis," came the harsh mechanical voice. "We will establish a small diplomatic outpost to observe human mediation capabilities. The Axiom Alliance finds harmony in this arrangement," said the musical voice. "We will contribute our wisdom to this experimental cooperation." "The Nexus approves," said the voice that seemed to come from everywhere. "Earth will become the first interspecies diplomatic center in galactic history." Amanda felt the neural link connection begin to fade as the immediate crisis passed. When her normal consciousness returned, she found herself sitting in the biomedical chair with Jake holding her hand and Martin monitoring her vital signs. "How do you feel?" Jake asked with concern in his voice. "Different," Amanda replied honestly, "but still human." Ryan was coordinating with world governments to establish protocols for the incoming alien diplomatic missions. The crisis had passed, but Amanda realized that her life would never be normal again. "So what happens now?" she asked Jake. "Now we build something that has never existed before," Jake replied. "A truly cooperative galactic civilization with humans serving as the bridge between different ways of thinking." Amanda looked around at the advanced technology in the collective facility, and then at the man from the future who had become so important to her in such a short time. "All I wanted was to do a simple bone scan," she said with a smile. "And instead, you gave humanity its place among the stars," Jake replied. 6 months later, Amanda stood in the newly constructed Interspecies Medical Center in Chicago, using advanced quantum scanning technology to help alien diplomats understand human biology, while learning about their physiology in return. Jake worked beside her as the director of Human-Alien Technological Integration, his biomechanical systems serving as a living example of the cooperation that was now defining Earth's role in galactic civilization. The future that the collective had come from no longer existed, replaced by something far better than anyone had imagined possible. Humanity had not only avoided conquest, but had become the diplomatic heart of an expanding network of civilizations that were learning to work together for the first time in galactic history. Amanda often thought about that morning when she had expected nothing more than routine medical scans and coffee. Instead, she had discovered that sometimes the most important moments in history begin with the simplest actions performed by ordinary people who find the courage to adapt to extraordinary circumstances.